Hello, Fit and Fierce ladies. Thank you so much for inviting me to take part in this weekend retreat with you guys. I know you're having an amazing time. I know you're feeling incredibly inspired and motivated, and that you are going to walk away from this weekend touched, blessed, amazed, motivated, and 2015 is going to be off the charts. I think this was a great time of year for Megan and Carrie to put this together. I just want to congratulate your team. You guys are doing an amazing job. You are not normal people. What your team is doing right now, it blows my mind. I know corporate is going crazy excited because it's not often that you find a team of leaders like what you have here. Congratulations, Carrie and Megan. 10-star, 11-star. Of course, by the time you guys are watching this, it's probably like 15-star and 2 business centers or something crazy like that. 2-time elite, and then we have Breen coming in as a new premier coach, and Courtney Bell coming in as a brand new elite coach. Incredible job. So congratulations to all of you. I am super, super proud. Grandma, great-grandma, great-great-grandma, I don't know how far, but you guys are doing awesome, so congrats on that. A little about me. I am a mom of 4. My children, actually, I don't know, they may ring the doorbell, they may come barging in the house, they may come in screaming, I have no idea. So we'll just see how that goes because I'm going to roll with it. I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 20-month-old, so kind of busy. I've been a coach for 3.5 years now. When I started this business, at the time my children were 5, 3, and then I had a 1-year-old. And I really had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue what the potential in this business was, what kind of possibilities were really in front of me. All I know is that I saw my coach succeeding, and it didn't seem like she was investing too much time and energy. It felt like something that I could do, duplication, right? So I also knew that with having 3 children, getting to the gym and working out was pretty much not a possibility for me anymore. Like many of you, I started as a discount coach. I was just hoping to save a little bit of money on Shakeology, though it did not take me long to realize that I could, take the steps of having my Shakeology paid for. Well, maybe I could get my gas paid for. Well, maybe I'd have a little money for groceries. And then as things started progressively growing, I realized, okay, this is something big that I need to pay attention to. So I want to share with you guys a little bit of what I have learned about leadership over the past 3.5 years. Looking back for me, I can't really pinpoint a time in my life that I really stood out as a leader. I wasn't ever running for class president or secretary. I was in a lot of sports teams, but never team captain. I consider myself average in a lot of ways. I never I guess in high school or college I might have pushed a little bit more in my studies, but it was after having to learn some hard lessons. So I consider myself to be pretty average in many ways, though my mom, she thinks I'm really awesome, so I kind of run with that. I was actually a French major in college. A French major. You heard that right. I don't know who decides to do French. I did. What was I going to do with it? I have no idea. I didn't do a great job in French. It's kind of a crazy story how I ended up getting into French, but in short, I had an opportunity to go to France. It made me a minor. When I came back from France, I had already completed 4 years of college, and so I needed to get out of there. And so I went ahead and took a major and did okay with it. It was fine, but I haven't really used it, except for I worked in a wine tasting room, and every now and then a Canadian would come in and we'd speak French together. So there you go. God always has a plan though, right? So maybe I don't use my French, but who knows where I would have ended up or what I'd be doing right now had I gone in some other direction. There truly is no better place. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than roaming around the country with my husband, who's a Marine. He's active duty Marine, so we travel a lot, obviously. and my four wonderful children. It's provided experiences for us that I would never change. And then incorporating Beachbody into that has certainly just upped it to the 10th degree. So I'm happy. I'm so excited where we are and where this is going, and I'm excited for all of you because I know there's no reason why you can't do the same thing. And so I hope you're excited about that. So now I am going to instantly, like magically, change my clothes, and I'm going to share with you 5 ways that this business has made me a better person. Ready? Number 1, I value my family more. I think all of you can probably look around this business and see the hype and the busyness of our family and friends and whatever they're doing. It's our society. We have to be busy all the time. And it's really insane how busy we can actually make ourselves, right? In the end, we're tired and we're unfulfilled. And, you know, that's not to say that in this coaching business, that's not something that can happen to you. It can, it will, it does. I've seen it before. Perhaps some of you listening right now are in a position now where you feel like you're overwhelmed, and not satisfied because you're not prioritizing your life and organizing your life in a way that you're making sure your priorities are taken care of first before you take care of the busy work. But because of the resources that I have been plugged into personal development, Chalene Johnson has been a big part of me really focusing on my priorities and getting my life in order and realizing what's important in life and making that a priority. But because of the things that I've learned and been offered through this business, the big push for personal development has made me learn to put balance and perspective in my life. Because, I've learned that you can achieve huge success and still keep your priorities and your sanity. How awesome is that? Because most of the world doesn't do that. They're winning with money, they're winning with success, but they're losing with their families, and they're losing with their faith, and they're tired, and they're run down, and they're overweight, and they're stressed out, and it doesn't have to be that way. So just being a part of this business and seeing that plugging into personal development has helped me to learn to value the time with my family and maintain my priorities. Number 2, I am a better leader, that's for sure. The person I was in high school and college who just, whatever, I checked all the boxes wrong, moving on. Oh, I failed Spanish, let me try French, let me try Spanish, let me go back and forth. That person, I don't know who she is, and I'm thankful that I'm not her anymore. But, I mentioned to you earlier about showing no signs of leadership as I went through school and in early adulthood. And that probably explains why it took me so long to lead as a coach. I relied a lot on others to lead, waited to see what they were going to do. And there is obviously less threat of failure if you're letting someone else take the lead, right? It's not my fault if something goes wrong. But when you own your own business, that all changes whether you like it or not. It took me a long time to figure out what it meant to be a coach. In fact, I was probably diamond by that point, and a couple of leaders were already starting to grow on my team. And one of those, most of you probably know, is Lindsay Caterino. She was one of my first coaches. We were actually roommates in college, and that's how we met. And I was terrified to ask her to coach on my team, to be a part of the team. Because it had been a while since I had talked to her. The way I viewed her, she was successful, smart. She was a businesswoman with career, and I assumed, she had her MBA or was going to school for her MBA, and I just assumed she was making a ton of money, and so it was intimidating for me. I figured, what in the heck will she want with my little measly stay-at-home mom job, right? So I wasn't the best leader. I did not lead her. I was focused on growing my own business, and I learned a lot from that experience. I learned a lot from Lindsay because I didn't realize at the time that success was not possible if I went at it alone. I need my team, and my team definitely needs me. Number 3, I'm healthier. I had already been slacking off a lot with my health and fitness after having a 3rd child. Obviously, being in this business is going to make you focus on your health and fitness. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. I really have no idea where I would be today if it wasn't for finding these home fitness programs, but I have a feeling it probably wouldn't be very pretty. I'm a nicer person, and I think some of you probably laugh at that because, you see me on Facebook. I'm very happy, I'm very positive, I'm very optimistic, I smile a lot, and I have 4 kids, so I must have the patience of a saint, right? And if you have kids, I know you're laughing at that, and if my kids were here, they would probably be storming in here and being like, well, what about last night when you were yelling at me? So yeah, no, not always the nicest person. But being a part of this team and this company has humbled me greatly. It's made me see my flaws. It's made me experience forgiveness on a whole new level. I've had to filter a lot of my thoughts and my actions and my words. I've had to hold my tongue a lot, something I think all of us could get a little bit better at. Emails and posts that I send out, I always, if it's something I even think might be controversial, I run it through my husband because he's my filter. And he will tell me right off the bat. In fact, if I have to ask him, chances are it's probably not worth sending. And I won't send it, and it's saved me so many times. So, be careful what you say to those on your team in a message. Just don't even send it, or ask someone before you send it. It's probably not even worth having a controversy about. When you say it and you put it out there, it can't ever be taken aback. So just don't say it. Don't send it. You're probably safer that way. And number 5, my faith is stronger. I don't think anything has ever brought me to my knees as much as running this business. Maybe when my mom was really sick with cancer. But if it isn't for some drama with a coach, or maybe just a simple prayer for a struggling coach or a challenger on my team who's struggling or hurting, sometimes it's just, dear God, please let me get this one last Success Club point before the 31st. My Success Club miracle, which I've had to do a few times. I distinctly remember sitting at my desk as a new coach. It was a pivotal moment in my business when I really started to realize that this was way more than a hobby. I was about to be handed the mother load, and I knew I needed to be ready to take on that responsibility. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, to whom much is given, much is required. And so I told God that day, this is your business. And I didn't want anything to do with it if it was going to take away from my relationship with my family or my relationship with God. And it hasn't always been perfect. Certainly we get caught up in our own needs and desires and wants. But God's always been so faithful in helping me when I couldn't do it myself. It's definitely not an easy business. I think a lot of you probably have learned that. And if you haven't learned it yet, you will. But nothing worth being a part of is ever easy, right? It's absolutely worth it if your vision and your purpose are on track, right? So before I close out, I just want to leave you with a few thoughts on developing your own leadership. Let's see, I have just 4. Real quick, I'll run through them. So I only have a couple more minutes, but be a leader now. So don't wait. If you're a brand new coach, take leadership of your challengers. Get in there and do what you need to do. It's not going to be perfect. You don't know how to do everything. Kind of watch what other people are doing, but take ownership. I tell my coaches when they join me in a challenge group and they're adding challengers, it's not my group. I don't want to do it by myself. I need you to get in there, use your ideas, post your recipes. You don't have to ask me. It's your group. So take ownership, and I guarantee you your customers will appreciate it. They'll see it. and your coach will certainly appreciate it, because we can't do it alone. If you're an Emerald coach, you have 2 coaches on your team. Maybe they're just discount coach. Even if they are just discount coaches, be a leader by your actions, because number one, they still need you. They still need you because they're probably still on their fitness journey. So you are their coach. Just because they signed up to be a coach does not mean they don't need you to coach them in the physical aspect. But also by leading and being an example and showing, hey, I know you want to be a discount coach. I am good with that. I'm going to go on and I'm going to build my team and I'm going to grow my business. And guess what? 6 months later, 9 months later, a year later, they're seeing you build a powerhouse team. They're watching you, they're watching your fitness journey, and they want to join you. But you have to be a leader by example. You have to be something that they want to follow. If you're a diamond coach, again, don't make the mistake I made. Don't wait until you're diamond and be like, oh, they still need me. That was me. So get in there, show your team, and again, if you're doing this at the Emerald level, you're going to be doing it even better at the Diamond level. So get in there with your team, let them know that you're there, message those coaches, let them know, hey, I understand you're doing this for the discount now. I want you to know that there is an incredible opportunity in this business, because even if you don't have the income to show it yet, you know it's there. You're watching Megan. You're watching Carrie, you're watching Bree, and you see the people on your team succeeding. You know it's possible, so offer that to them. Let them know it's available. Don't keep it away from them just because you haven't arrived yet. Be the leader, okay? Message them, get involved with them, get them in your challenge group. If they've been a coach for 6 months, let them know, hey, get in this challenge group with me, help me run it. I could use your hand. Maybe you just need to get back on your fitness journey. Anyways, you guys get the point. Number 2, make a list of characteristics that you think of with a good leader. So, think of someone who you admire and who's very successful, but don't confuse success with a paycheck. They don't always match up that way. What are the characteristics of a good leader? You might think of things like integrity, a good attitude, strong faith, happy, successful marriage, consistent, charismatic, committed. So whatever your list is, and seriously, consider this. Think about it for a moment, even if you don't put it on paper, because I probably wouldn't put it on paper if somebody told me to, but you should. So think of that list, and then work on yourself to become those things. Some of the things you already are. You may already have a great marriage and a good attitude, but maybe you need to work on your faith, or maybe you need to work on your commitment, whatever. We're all going to have something with our leadership that we're going to have to work on. Number 3, have good character. Your character is the foundation of your success. Your character will help build trust with your team and your customers, or it will help break down your business to nothing. Going back to guarding your mouth, keep your mouth shut. Don't say what comes to your mind. Don't just say what you feel. Have good character. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Don't gossip. Don't talk about other coaches on your team and how they're only doing it for money, or, so what? You know what? This is a big organization. There are a lot of people who are doing it for the wrong reason. Don't worry about them. God will take care of them. You worry about doing the right thing for you and your business. If you focus on that, I promise you it's enough and you will do well. And the last one, be committed. You must be committed in anything that you want to be successful at. Leaders are committed no matter what. In the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the failures, the success, they are committed. Commit to be here in a year from now. You can't start a business and decide 2 months after that it's not for you. If you were to look at a snapshot of my first 2 months in the business, I think I made 1 Success Club point and maybe $30, something like that. So if that had been the deciding factor that I was not good at this, I would not be where I am today. I would not be talking to you today. I would not be earning the incredible income and building the incredible relationships that I'm building today. So you can't give up. You have to ignore the people who aren't behind you and backing you up. Some of you who are listening to me now may be one of those people who told, no, probably not in this group, but there are plenty of people on my team now who I told, or who I invited, who told me no, or not right now, who maybe a year, 18 months, 2 years later said, you know what, you're doing awesome. Whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of. But if I had given up, if I had quit, that would have never happened. All right, so guys, thank you so much again for having me. Have an awesome weekend. I'm very, very excited that they're doing this for you. I need to do this myself. Get honest with my team. I know you guys are having a great time. Thank you so much, and God bless.